Today, it looks like Will Wade is going to be the new coach of NC State, replacing a program that made a heck of a run a year ago. Kevin Keatts went all the way to the Final Four, but it just didn't materialize the next year. So they had to move on, and they went with a guy that was considered toxic and icky and all those things in the old era. But the Supreme Court back June 2021 said the old era is nonsense. So now everything Will Wade stands for is totally above board. I think it's an A plus 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 plus. I think this makes NC State legit immediately. T.O., what do you think?
Absolutely. And he's a guy that, you know what, he's got this bad rap, but if you sit and talk to Will, you like Will. That's how good he is with the media. That's how good he is person to person. He's just kind of gotten this rap being down at LSU like he's this bad guy. Will's a good guy, and Will can freaking recruit, and the dude can freaking coach. So that's a double whammy. And his players play with a certain tenacity and a certain edge. To me, it fits the fan base perfectly. I made my toast of the night to Boo Corrigan. Good on them for being able to take that leap and get a guy that you know is going to win. And there are no more rules. Let Will Wade cook. I think NC State makes the tournament next year. That's how optimistic I am about this whole situation.
Mike, do you think
I completely agree.
Go ahead. Give me your thoughts on the hire that I want to talk McNeese's angle, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think this conference, and I know, T.O., this is your conference. I think this conference was in need. We saw the injection of life that Pat Kelsey provided to Louisville. When you get some firepower on the coaching side in this conference, it becomes real because it is, it's historically been one of the best conferences in college basketball. And I think Will Wade, it was going to come down to what administration was going to take a chance on. And, was it going to be Texas? Was it going to be any of these other, schools that were going to open up? And whoever did was going to win and win big. And I agree, T.O. I think he checks all the boxes. All the stuff he was doing back then is legal now. It stemmed from nothing necessarily nefarious. The dude just wanted to win, So I think it's a home run. Home run probably doesn't even begin to describe it. I'm excited to see the Wolfpack next year.
How does it impact?
There hasn't been enough of a thing where we're talking about how bad the FBI, that whole situation was. It was freaking nonsense from top to bottom. Yeah. It was, I want to put my name on something. We're the FBI. We don't get enough attention, so we're going to jump in on this crap. It was ridiculous. It was a name-dropping fiasco from the freaking beginning.
And it's ended up playing out to be nothing.
Being a giant nothing ball. Yeah, It's crazy.
So what does it do to McNeese? I mean, that's still a team that's alive and well and wants to play, and their coach is going. I mean, I'm sure they aren't dumb and knew that he was going to be sought after, but does this kind of pop the balloon?
Well, they're running into a buzzsaw anyway. Yeah. Like Clemson's good. They're good at the same stuff, and he was very transparent with his players. I think that's the big thing you look at with Will. How are you going to communicate this information to your guys? And probably what he's saying is, hey, guys, if you guys have a good year, you're going to put your name in the portal? Probably. You probably don't want to live in Lake Charles. You want to go to an SEC school. Well, hey, we had a good year. I can go to the ACC. And in an ACC where I can win almost immediately because it has been down, I can feel pretty good about my chances. That's a good opportunity for him, and I think he can win big, like Mike said.
Yeah, I think when you look at McNeese, I actually really appreciated the fact that when Will Wade was asked about NC State earlier today, he said, yes, we have been talking to them. Because I think where you get the ire and, the pissed off team and the pissed off fans is when you do the whole song and dance and, quite frankly, the bullshit of, hey, we're focused on this team. There's no conversations I'm having. My focus is here. And then the second that buzzer sounds, that coach is taking a job elsewhere. That's the stuff that I think pisses me off. I think that's the stuff that pisses players off because it's a lack of transparency. And like T.O.'s saying, you don't get that with Will. So that's what I thought was really cool. And if you're McNeese, you're like, sweet. Now we actually know there's finality to this. And maybe it's a rallying moment where, hey, it's our last go around. It's the last time this group is all together. And maybe that is a positive and not a negative. That's the way I look at it. I appreciated him being transparent today. I really did.
I did too. And for NC State, we love the